Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel, we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important to know these areas before buying any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. Also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with support and resistance. Just to let you know, I am not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use that to start an account and get 2 free stocks. I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account and get 1 free stock. Just to let you guys know, I will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video or a stock you want me to do, leave a comment below and I'll try to get to it. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Let's see what's going on. Today is March 30th, 2021, and the S&P 500 is down 0.41% today. The Dow Jones is down 0.35%, and the NASDAQ is down 0.22%. So nothing crazy happening in the market. Everything is down a little bit, nothing down too much, and nothing is green today. So nothing really going on too much in the market. Nothing down too big, though, and nothing is up, really. So let's get into what we're talking about today. I wanted to go over eBay today. I wanted to take a look at their chart. I had a request from a viewer who wanted me to go over this. So today, eBay is trading at $60.06 at the time of this recording. It is up today 0.35%, and it's up 21 cents today. And just a couple things to know about eBay. Their market cap is $38.69 billion, and their PE ratio right now is 7.707. And they also have a dividend of 18 cents per share. You could see their ex-dividend date was on February 26, 2021. So I have my chart all laid out here. If you guys want to take a look at that on your screen right here, let me zoom in here and we'll get to it. Let's see here. They hit their all-time high right here. That was on February 4th. They hit their all-time high of $64.85 actually. Sorry about that. And ever since then, they've been on a downtrend. They have been recovering a little bit since this correction has started. But we'll take a look at that later. Let's get into the support and resistances I have mapped out for that. I'm going to zoom out here. And you see we have our all-time high of $64.85. So our resistance at the top of our chart is going to be at $64. You could see right here. It tried to break through that $64 1, 2, 3 or 4 times. Could not do it, so it, could not break through the $64 and hold it. And that's going to be our big resistance area at our all-time high that we're going to be looking for this stock to break through at some point to move on to a new high. So coming off of our high right here, our $64 resistance, I have our first support line currently as to where it is right now is going to be around $57.80. As you can see, that's where our support is holding up about right now. And you could see back here on our chart, that was a former resistance area. You could see that it came up once, twice in this area, and 3 times could not hold and break through this area around $57.80 to $58 to $60 range, and it could not hold this area, and it ended up falling back down all the way down to 46 down here. So that is going to be our support range right here coming off of this. You could see it already got broken during this correction right here. So that's going to be our support, and I'm going to be mapping out our next support right here in this area. So as you can see coming down on our chart, we're going to need to mark another support line here, okay? Because during the correction, it came all the way down to a low of $51.51 on March 5th right here. So I need to mark this support down. So I'm going to just go ahead and mark the bottom of this right here at about 45, because right in here is where it lines up with the top of this candle, the top of that candle, and the bottom of that candle. And I also have a touch on the bottom of that candle. So that should line up pretty good. I have a couple touches here and right on the top of these candles. So that's a pretty good support line for this right here. So that's my next support line, coming off of this correction right here. Now below here, I have my other support lines. As you can see, we needed these in the past as it came down when it tried to break through this $58 or $57.80 range right here. It did drop all the way down from this area all the way down to $46.50. That's where I have my next support area marked out right here. As you can see, the price did jump or drop all the way down, touch on this support area, hit it, and then it drove the price all the way back up to the all-time high. So this is a very good support right here at $46.50. And then zooming out here, I have my last support on my chart at around $41.22. That's just in case of an emergency, in case of maybe a crash or something. That should be our last area of support that we would need on our chart. Okay, so let me zoom back in here. You could see after it did touch off this support line during this correction on March 5th, you could see it's been in an uptrend ever since then. So we could actually draw another trend line. You could see, let me zoom out here. I have a trend line drawn in the green, this green line right here. I have it drawn all the way back to right here during the lows of COVID, which would be March 23rd, 2020. So from a year ago, pretty much, I have a trend line drawn from 1 year ago. And it's been on an uptrend ever since. So that's what I have drawn right there. But we could also come in, let me zoom in here, and I could maybe draw another trend line. Let me grab my trend line right here and see if I could do this here. I could draw a trend line from here and then draw it from here. Let me change the color there to green just so we know it's an uptrend, and we'll change that. And I got to change this back to red because I like having this one red because I know it's a downtrend. Okay, so I have all my uptrends in green to know they're going up, and my downtrend is in red to know it's going down. So I have two uptrends here. This is a recent one. I'm not sure if that's going to hold, but I know this one that it's been on for the past year is definitely going to hold. So we know that the one it's been on for a year has been holding. So let's take a look at this downtrend here. Okay, this downtrend has been happening since it hit the all-time high on February 4th. Okay, so that's been happening ever since this correction, a little bit before the correction maybe. Actually, it hasn't been since February 4th. It was actually since the 16th here. So that's actually when the correction did start. Around the 16th of February is when the correction started. So you could see it's been on this downtrend, ever since then. But it has been recovering. So you're looking at, maybe it's because of the correction that it's been on this little bit of a downtrend. But you're seeing this thing right here. This is a very good sign that we drew this trend line right here, the second trend line that we just drew. That is a very good sign because that is a very sharp angle right there. That's a very good thing. That's very bullish. That's a very good angle that we could see this thing going almost, straight up coming off of this support line right here. So what I'm going to be looking for if I'm trading this or if I'm looking to buy this stock, I would be probably looking, if I'm looking for an entry point on this stock, I'm probably looking for this thing to come down closer to my $57.80 support line. And if I'm going to follow this trend line right here, I'm going to be looking for in the next couple days for it to get closer to my trend line here. If it does stay on this trend line, eventually, it's not going to go straight up like this. I don't think it would. Eventually, it's going to break this trend line, but you never know. It could stay on this for a while. Hopefully, I'm thinking it's going to stay on this trend line for a little bit and probably break out of this downtrend right here, break out of this red line, and probably go upwards right in here and get close to that all-time high, if not break the all-time high. Because eBay is, it's not a growth stock, so it is kind of towards moving, towards the recovery kind of stocks that have been gaining momentum lately. So I would be looking for this stock to gain, a lot of traction coming up in the next year. So as you could see, this thing has been on a tear lately, especially with the stimulus that just came out. Everyone's online spending money on stuff, that they really don't need, but that they want. So I expect eBay to have a great year with a lot of people, spending money and just buying a lot of stuff online, So I see big things for this stock this year because they did not really have a great growth year last year. So I'm thinking this year is going to make up for that. So that's what I think about eBay. Again, just reiterating my point here, I would be watching for this thing to stay on this trend line here. If it does break out of this downtrend, I'd be watching for this $64 range. If it does break out of that $64 range, I'd be watching for it to hit a new all-time high, and then you got to watch for the downturn. But if it does not break that $64 range, I would be watching for it to come back down to this $57.80 range or $58 range, okay? But I'm expecting it to break out of this downtrend in the next couple days, maybe the next week, because it is on this sharp incline of an uptrend. So that is a very good sign for this stock. But if not, you do have this slow and steady incline of an uptrend right here that goes back all the way to a year ago. So that is a very good sign too for this stock. So that's, my video and my trade ideas on eBay. If you guys liked it, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below, and we will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.